Hey guys, Mika here, and I'm bringing you a very special ukulele that doesn't, well, this might be the first time I'm playing this particular instrument, and just type of instrument this doesn't pop up on the market um, quite at all. So it's quite a rare find. This is an ukulele made by the son of Pegasus Ukulele, or from Bob Gleason. And this is the brand, the Island Traditions custom ukulele. So this is a tenor size, all beautiful Hawaiian curly koa here on the front, back, and sides of the instrument. You can even see that the white blonde here on the side of the instruments. It's just creeping here on the sides, but just nice, very straightforward Hawaiian curly koa. Nothing too crazy, but nonetheless Hawaiian curly koa is really beautiful with the varying grain patterns, the varying colors of the koa, and then the curl, here on the sides. You still get a lot of that nice curl here on the sides on the front, along with a lot of the streaks going through the front of the instrument. Okay, going to the back, you can see a little bit of that and just a little more of the streaks right here. All different types of colors, the orange, the darker colors, and a lot of great stuff going on here with this instrument. And then it's accented nicely with the purple heart binding on the top, as well as the back of the instrument. Nice little kind of pearl or abalone pawa right here on the heel of the instrument, as well as around the rosette of the instrument, and then even a nice little touch here on the bottom of the bridge, black saddle, and then ebony bridge, ebony fretboard, koa headstock, and then a mahogany gloss finish neck with nice golden black gear tuners here on the top, and then nice little honu, or Hawaiian for turtle, here, and the pearl inlay, like the Paul Abalone shell right here. So really nice. And then here is the mountain summit here, also in the purple heart, as well as the shell inlay right here on the top. So beautiful stuff. Again, I would call this more of like a musician instrument, because there's just not a lot of craziness going on. It's just one of those things where straight to the point, it is what it is, and it's more kind of going for the sound. And this reminds me, the sound of this instrument reminds me of a very traditional sounding, mid-range, kind of warmth sounding instrument. My ears pick up a lot of the mid-range. I'm not hearing too much low ends coming from this instrument, or too much punchy brightness like from spruce, or shimmery highs. I'm not hearing too much of that. I hear a lot of that nice warmth, really nice resonance. Everything meshes really well together. Just sounds very pleasing, very easy to listen to on the ear. This instrument really hovers in that mid-range, which for me, I personally like a mid-rangey sounding instrument. So strum a C chord just has a nice just presence in the room. It's not boomy, it's not too punchy, it's not slicing the air, it's not kind of muddy. It's just nice and just sitting. Everything just meshes really well. Again, everything just kind of blends and meshes so nicely. As in that nice sweetness. Whether I'm doing some basic fingerstyle, but it's still nice and articulate, and there's still some sense of clarity in all of the notes. But overall, it just has such a nice traditional mid-range, just a typical koa sound. Koa, to me, it can vary so much in tonal properties, and it can kind of be really warm like walnut, and almost kind of a stretch pushing like Indian rosewood. That's maybe too far of a stretch, but koa can also sound very bright and punchy, kind of similar to like cedar, or almost spruce. But koa, in my ears, usually hovers in that kind of mid-range tonal property. So this instrument is a perfect example of how koa just has such a nice, relaxing, just really pleasant, really easy on the ears to listen to. Whether you want to just really nice. It's just fun to play. The setup on this is probably right around the middle in terms of like the action, how high the strings are above the frets. It's not too low, it's not too high, so I don't have to press too hard to make a bar chord. And And something to note about this neck too, this neck is on the skinnier side. I would say it's more of like a C shape where it kind of curls around the outer sides like this, but then it kind of comes a little flat in the center. So for example, if I'm looking at the neck like this, once I go right here, this is kind of more flatter, but then here on the sides you can see that it curls, it kind of hooks in like this, like a C. It's got C shape. So when I hold like, a bar chord like this F major 7 chord, and I'm holding my thumb like this, I'm noticing that I can feel that flatness of the neck right here on my thumb, versus if I'm holding my thumb more closer or it's peaking above the neck, I can feel that roundness here on the neck. And then again, this neck is more on the skinnier side. It doesn't pop out a lot, like it doesn't round off a lot. It doesn't stick out a lot. It's more on the thinner side. Maybe the camera can pick it up. And then again, you have some of that flat area in the center of the neck. So yeah, great stuff. It's super comfortable to play. Yeah, I like it. It feels really good to play. For me personally, like for my playing style, I probably would want a slightly lower action just so I could probably play a little longer, but that's just me because I make the joke I have girl hands and I literally need to low. I'm one of those rare people where I want it as low as possible. But for an all-arounder uke, for strumming, or if you want to dig into it too, if you want to do finger style, this uke can pretty much do it all with the current setup that it has. So yeah, it's awesome. So here is nice little sound sample for this instrument. Some traditional stuff. Here we go. Sweet, real nice. So here's, I know I did a little bit of strumming in that, but here's just a strumming in the vacuum right here. Just a nice traditional Hawaiian sound.